Here we're going to take a look at a back squat and discuss some things about the execution of it and some other details. Alright, so let's take a look. So in the back squat, the feet are going to be a little bit different depending on the individual. You don't want to be so wide that you can't sit down appropriately, and you don't want to be so narrow that you're unstable. So each lifter, depending on their hip and body type, will have a little bit different squat, but you're looking to be about shoulder width or so, but there's going to be some variation in the setup. So then we go, the bars on the back, we're talking about a high bar back squat, so the bar should be up on the traps and should not be low. Everything should be tight. A good tip before you take the bar out of the rack, make sure your core is tight, and a good way to kind of tighten the core that I've learned, a good little trick, is to tighten your glutes or your butt a little bit before you unrack the bar. So that's really good. You're going to grab the bar, you're going to put it on your back. I like to have my lifters have their hands like a little bit narrower, like around their clean grip, maybe even narrower, and that kind of helps them build a shelf, particularly smaller females, kind of helps squeeze their traps together and give the bar somewhere to sit. So we take a look at the execution. In the back squat, generally, you're kind of thinking about you're going back first. You're kind of shifting your hips back. You're going down. And the biggest thing, everyone kind of talks about the depth. What's the right depth? Well, I mean, generally for Olympic lifting, you have to get below parallel. But how far below parallel exactly you're going to go is going to depend on the lifter and where the received position is and like kind of what their levers are like. So if we look at this, she's definitely full depth. We see her calves resting on her. We see that angle there. We see her hamstrings resting on her calf. So it's a really good squat. She maintains a good tension. This was a maximal weight. This is like 128 kilos, and this is an 18-year-old girl. So it's a really good squat. So let's take a look at the bottom and see. I like to have lifters. It's good to descend slow. I don't like to see people kind of bounce out of the bottom. This is something that some people will do, and you have to work to correct that. See good control, and she does get a little bit of the stretch reflex out of the bottom, which is good. So we see good control, then just a little bit, that little snap at the bottom to get a little extra. So she's a very good squatter. Other finer points, really tight before you unrack it. We're here. Hips settle back. Things to look out for is some lifters, particularly I've dealt with lighter weight females who like to shift their knees in really far when they squat. That's something you have to work in technique and you have to be aware of. You don't want to do that. Maya here looks pretty good there. I don't have a front view, but I like that. So let's play that again. And this is the back squat, one of the best ways for any sport, particularly weightlifting because you compete in strength sport, but for any sport, strength and conditioning, probably one of the greatest exercises for developing overall strength and power. So let's play it one more time.